Okay, this is question 310 from chapter 7. It's saying Hal Varian, chief economist at Google, has made the following two observations about international trade. One, or rather A, trade allows a country to produce more with less. So let's look at them one by one, starting with the first one, which is the trade allows a country to produce more with less. Do we agree with this? Yeah, I do. I do agree with this. Because, if you think about it, if a country doesn't have well, let's take a landlocked country. A landlocked country can't produce fish, but you know what? I bet it can produce a lot of grain, for example. And then you take an island nation like, Madagascar. I bet Madagascar makes tons of fish, but maybe they can't produce a lot of grain. So even though they don't produce much grain, they can get their grain from this landlocked country, and this landlocked country can get its fish from Madagascar. So because of this, trade is essentially allowing them to get more with less. So that statement makes sense. Let's look at his second statement. And his second statement is there's little doubt who wins from trade in the long run: consumers. And I also agree with this because the simple fact is that trade is making your goods cheaper. Um, Anything that you are getting that was imported is cheaper than it would have been if your country had made it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have imported it. So, like, for example, a lot of clothes in the United States might say made in China. Well, if you bought a shirt that said made in America, it would probably be more expensive. So you're winning by getting the same quality of goods, but for cheaper because China has a comparative advantage in making that. Um, so really, trade just allows consumers to get more things and cheaper. So not only is it cheaper, also, if we think about the previous example about the country that is landlocked and can't get any fish, well, now trade lets it get fish. So consumers now have a new product that they can have. Not only do they have cheaper, they have more. So both of these statements are valid and logical.